Hi guys, welcome to the first ever virtual info session for Semester in the City. My name is Ilana Drew and I'm the Director of Partnership Strategy and Student Recruitment at College for Social Innovation.
And I am Devin Cruz. I am Manager of Student Recruitment and Enrollment here at Semester in the City. And we just want to take a second first to acknowledge that things for the past few days, today is Tuesday the 17th, so things for the past few days have felt a little bit strange, and that's why we're here doing a virtual recruitment webinar, because this is the way that we're going to be able to reach you probably for a bit. And we just want to assure you that Semester in the City, our students are still here in the city. We are fully expecting to have a cohort here in the fall as well. And we're really excited to welcome another cohort of students in the fall, because we think that now is really a time when we're going to need change makers. And so we're excited about the fact that we're going to be able to bring you here to Boston in September.
Thanks, Devin. And if you have any questions about our official COVID-19 policy, you can go right to our website, and everything is available on a banner there. All right, awesome. So today we just want to go over a little bit about Semester in the City. This is going to be a pretty quick webinar, just giving you all the basic information and then the contact information that you need to ask any questions at the end. We're going to start with an overview of the program, go into the internship matching process, what your weekly schedule will look like, the application process for the program, and then you can't actually ask us questions since this is recorded, but we'll give you all of our contact information and make sure that you have all the info that you need. So the mission of College for Social Innovation is to educate and inspire the next generation of problem solvers through fully credited hands-on learning experiences that are meaningful, accessible, and life-changing. And we do this through our Semester in the City program, which gives college students the opportunity to spend a semester learning through well-supported fellowships in the social impact sector. Students join us for a transformative 15-week program that allows them to make a difference while building essential skills and networks.
So how do we do that? So I'm just going to talk a little bit, give you a little bit of an overview into how we actually do the things that Ilana just talked about, and then we'll go into some more detail about some of them in a second. We place you with an internship in the social impact sector in Boston. And so what we call the social impact sector, we mean to be nonprofits, government agencies, and social mission businesses here in the city. You do a 30-hour-a-week internship in that in the organization in which you are matched, and have a dedicated mentor who's there with you to work with you throughout the course of the semester. Along with that internship, you also have two what we call wraparound classes, one on Wednesday night and one on Friday, taught by our faculty here at College for Social Innovation. They're meant to really help you to think in a classroom about the things that you're doing in your internship on the ground. Of course, you get to live in our beautiful city of Boston while you are here in the program. We have housing here in Allston, and you really get to take advantage of all the things that Boston has to offer while you're here. Museums, restaurants, all of the things that we have. Community life to us means that, you know, you're here as a cohort. And so we give you the opportunity to meet students from a number of other colleges and universities that we partner with. We expect that over the course of the semester, you will certainly be doing things with students outside of our programming, but we also program in some moments of community, whether that be the classes that you're attending on Wednesday and Friday, or a potluck that might be happening at your apartment that's sponsored by us, or a trip to a Red Sox game. We try to build that in so that you're not only learning in the classroom and in your internship, but you're also getting the chance to really interact with a group of people who are all here for the same reason. While you're here, you get a free MBTA pass every month. It's unlimited, so you can use it to get on the subway and the bus and to get around Boston to your internship, but also to any of the other things you might want to do while you're here in the city. We provide a stipend to you while you're here. It's $595 over the course of the semester. And then we also have a number of meals that we provide throughout the course of the week. We have dinner as a cohort at class on Wednesday, and during our Friday class, we also provide breakfast and lunch.
So I'm just going to share a quick video to add a little more detail to what Devin was just talking about.
I applied to Semester in the City because I heard about it my freshman year of college, and I heard the opportunity to make social change in Boston, and I was automatically interested. And I thought this was the perfect opportunity to, one, live on my own, get some new experience, make some new friends, meet some new people, grow my network, and work in a great place.
Dwayne's really great. It was really great to work with him this semester. He just made sure I felt right at home with Boston scores. Made sure I was comfortable. Instead of just like telling me or showing me what to do, he like did the work with me to make sure I really understood what I was doing and why I was doing it.
Every day I learn something new, you know, and I feel like it's definitely different than like a classroom setting. Because like, sure, I can take a class on like homelessness or like certain population and things like that, but I would never hear these stories or like seeing, I guess, like changes through people's lives. To be able to see that change, you know, like that definitely, like, I don't know, like it maybe feels right.
Awesome. Thanks for that. So the reason that we focus on internships is that we know that experiential learning opportunities and broadening access to experiential learning opportunities to college students is really sometimes the difference between getting a meaningful career after work, after college, and not. And in fact, the studies show that college students who have had an internship or co-op experience during their college years are 35% more likely to receive a job offer than their peers without that internship experience. So we want to make sure that, you know, every student has access to this type of opportunity. And basically what sets us apart from many other internship opportunities that you might have available to you is that we really consider it an immersive experience in the social impact sector. So you get 400 hours over the course of the semester. That's working it's working about 30 hours a week. So you really get to see what it's like to live and work full time, as Devin said, in a nonprofit, government agency, or socially minded business. We're going to go into the matching process in just a second, but we make sure that it's aligned with your passions, your career goals, and or your major requirements. And it really is special because you have weekly one-on-one mentoring with a professional in the field. In fact, 10% of those 400 hours are directly intended to be used for your personal development and professional development. 40% of those hours are a special project, which we fully vet through the organizations to make sure that you're doing meaningful, mission-critical work and have a legacy that you can both leave behind at the organization, but also have something tangible to put on your resume. And because of that, you end up getting the transferable skills that you're going to need for the job market today and in the future.
So like Ilona said, we match students to their internships. And what that means is that during the admissions and the enrollment process, we're really listening to you tell us the sorts of things that you're passionate about and the sorts of skills that you'd like to build over the course of a semester with us. So what are you passionate about? What drives you? Like, what are the things that you get really excited about? So one of the things we're taking into consideration is, for example, if environmental sustainability is something that you're very passionate about, would a placement at an organization in Boston that is working towards environmental sustainability be something that would be good for you? And the skills you're hoping to build. Are you hoping to become a better public speaker? Are you hoping that throughout the course of the semester you might become a wizard at Excel? We're looking at those sort of hard, tangible skills as well when we think about matching you to an internship and trying to find the balance and give semester will feel really mutually beneficial, so that you'll come away from the semester feeling like you've gotten to do something you're passionate about, you've built the skills you were hoping to build, and the organization that you're working with also feels like they've had their capacity built and they have moved further towards their goals. So that's what I was just saying on this slide here. We're taking organizations into consideration as well. They actually have to apply to us also. So we have students who apply, but host organizations also apply to us and tell us what sort of work they'd like a student intern to do over the course of the semester. So in the process of matching, we're taking into consideration not only those skills and those passions, but you'll also get a chance to tell us what sort of work environment might you like, what sort of supervisory experiences have you had, and how did they work out for you? We're taking you as a whole person into consideration in the matching process.
Supporting that internship, we have 2 wraparound courses, one on Wednesday evenings and one on Friday. And the 2 courses are designed to blend theory and practice and explore social innovation from a systems level approach. So as you can see, we have the Social Innovators Toolbox. That is the Wednesday night course. And we try to make sure that it's fun, breaks it up. They're all very interactive. We get guest speakers from around the city and really try to use Boston as a classroom. And of course you get dinner, so that's exciting too. But really we're kind of just exploring big picture problem solving and how to manage, measure impact, and communicate both things within your internship, but also in your life and your future. And then the Friday class is, again, more like workshops. It's called Becoming a Problem Solver. And that one's really focusing on providing you with the hands-on work-based learning opportunities that will help you solve social problems, both small scale in your internship, but then also really get you ready for your career in the future. And we've done a lot of research on what employers are looking for and where the gap between your college education and your career, like the hiring managers for what they're looking for. And we're trying to make sure to bridge that gap by equipping you with the skills that you need to move forward. To dig a little bit deeper into the schedule, your mileage may vary a little bit on this. Some internships have different start times and end times, but generally we're aiming for about a 9 to 5, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Again, one of the kind of like less tangible benefits about semester in the city is that you really get to like figure out what it's like to work full-time in a city. So we support you and make sure that you understand how to do your commute, how to manage your time, how to interact in an office setting if you end up in an office. But we really just make sure that you're really immersing so that that time when you do graduate, you're gonna really know what it's like to be able to step into a full-time job. Wednesdays we cut a little short because, as I said, we do have that class on Wednesday evenings. And then Friday is a shorter day as well, but that's going to be the Becoming a Problem Solver class. Besides that, weekends are yours. And we try to make sure that we're really learning through doing. So you're not going to find that there's a ton of like homework in regards to like writing papers. There's going to be a little bit of prep work, but we want to make sure that your time spent in your internship and in your classes is where you're learning and getting the most meaning.
I'll also add before I talk about results that I think that the classes are significantly different than your traditional college class. So to build off of what Ilana was just saying, you're not going to take an exam in class. You're not going to write a long paper. You are going to do a human-centered design project where you're really collaborating with the other students in the program. So a lot of project-based work and some significant emphasis on participation, which can take a lot of different forms.
Absolutely.
So these are some of the most exciting slides in the deck, I think, because what they tell us is that when we look back at the students that we've worked with previously who are alums of the Semester in the City program, we're seeing that the program is working. So there are some really great statistics here on this slide. 94% of alumni report that they've made meaningful gains in self-confidence. So like the ability to really go out into the work world afterwards and feel confident that you're going to be able to get the sort of work that you'd like to get. And also 92% of alums say that they have increased clarity about their goals and plans for the future. So if you're one of many students in college, like I was a long time ago, who isn't quite sure what they might want to do when they graduate, what do I do with my degree? This is a great chance to give you some clarity about that and to figure out on the ground what sorts of things you really like to do. So as Ilana mentioned earlier, every student works with a mentor in their host organization who's your supervisor while you're there, but more than a supervisor, really helping you to think about what sort of professional you're going to be when you launch into the work world after you graduate. And 88% of our mentors say that if they had an entry-level position in their organization, they would at the very least interview the student who they had placed with them, which we think is it's an excellent opportunity to network while you're here.
Absolutely. And if I can just jump in, I mean, I think that we have already had students that have graduated from Semester in the City and also from their home colleges that are working in the internships that they are in the host organizations that they interned at. So it does work, it is happening. But I mean, as Devin mentioned, the network is major too. So if you're in a cohort of, 50 to 70 students, that's potentially, 50 to 70 networks and host organizations that know what it means to be a Semester in the City fellow. So even if your organization is not where you're going to be, where you decide you want to end up, you have this entire network of folks that we've connected you with that you're able to explore other options with as well.
Yes. I think, and I've mentioned to this to a few students as well, but the other opportunity to network, among others, is the guest speakers who come to your class on Wednesdays. Like Ilana mentioned, there are a lot of guest speakers that happen throughout the course of the semester, and that gives you another really excellent opportunity to network with folks in the social sector in Boston who may be doing what you'd like to do someday.
Absolutely.
So we are also really thrilled that if you look back at the folks who have been in our program, we are able to look at data that tells us that Semester in the City students who have also graduated from college are getting jobs when they graduate. So you see 3 bars here. The first set of bars is, I just pointed to my screen as if you could see me doing that. Semester in the City students who have graduated from our program and also graduated from their colleges. About 81% of students report having full-time employment. 16% of students are in graduate school, and 3% of students reported part-time employment. The next 2 bars down, in the middle we have UNH. So the statistics about UNH students, about 69% of them are in some sort of full-time employment after they, they take this data from 6 months after you've graduated, what sort of employment you're in, and then the national statistic, which is 60%. So as you can see, Semester in the City graduates are reporting much higher levels of full-time employment after graduation than the national average.
So just to go over some of the details with you, the most important thing about our program is that we want to make this type of experiential learning co-curricular, not extracurricular. It's great to do a summer internship or a part-time internship as well, but the thing that defines us is that we've made a contract with every single one of your colleges to earn you a full semester's worth of credit for this experience. How that credit applies depends from school to school. Definitely reach out to your recruiters or your on-campus liaisons, which we'll link later, to see how it works for you. But some students are able to get credit towards their major. Some students are able to get upper level elective credits, but regardless, it is just going to be credit to graduate no matter what. And then the other thing is, we want these results to be accessible for everyone. So we've worked into our tuition, we've worked into our program a tuition that for many students is similar to what you would pay for a semester on campus. Again, this varies a little bit depending on our relationship with your school. So we've had a link here. We'll make sure to send out this PDF as well to get the specific information about the cost. But this is by far much more affordable than nearly every other study away program. And many students just pay what they would normally pay for school. Living in our housing, again, we also try to keep that affordable. It's cheaper to live in one of our 3 to 4 bedroom apartments in Alston, which is like right smack dab in the Boston area, for typically less than a dorm would cost on campus as well. But you can even save that money entirely if you have family or friends in the Boston area. And then as Devin mentioned, we do have those benefits. There's the MBTA card, which is great to get all over the city. I know myself personally, we get them as a job benefit as well. And just being able to take the T or the bus anywhere I want without thinking of the cost is amazing. And then we also not only provide the stipend, meals, but we really try to focus on self-care. So we're giving you the tools to budget that stipend properly. We're giving you tools to prepare and cook meals in your home for folks who've maybe never lived in apartments before. We have a lot of support systems surrounding that. And we also focus a lot on, as we mentioned earlier, job preparedness. So there's going to be networking nights, opportunities to do informational interviews, resume reviews. You can consider the entire CFSI staff as a resource for this.
So let's talk a little bit about the application process. So the second that you apply, I am the person who will work with you for the most part throughout the rest of the application and the enrollment process. For fall 2020, the application deadline is coming up fast. It's April 1st. We know that some things are going on right now that might have paused your ability to do some things like an application. And so if your application comes in a bit after April 1st, we will certainly consider it up until at least through mid-April. If you have any questions about that, my email address is in a few slides, and you can definitely feel free to be in touch with me. For spring 2021, our application deadlines are October 1st and November 1st. October 1st is our priority deadline. So if we get applications in earlier, that means that we can do more targeted outreach to host organizations based on what your interests are. And that means that there's a possibility that we are able to find an internship for you that is even more in line with your passions and the skills you're hoping to build. But we will also take applications up through till November 1st. We do rolling admissions. So what that means for us is that when we get an application, we're not waiting until a deadline passes to read it and to talk to you. When I get an application, I'll be in touch with you about setting up an interview. We hope that that interview happens within a few days or a week. For the most part, they happen by Zoom. They will definitely be happening by Zoom in the near future. And they can also happen by phone if that's something that you would prefer. Our interviews are not meant to be super intimidating. You're really just having a conversation with me about the things that you're passionate about, so that we can start to think about, is this a mutual fit for the program, and what sort of internship can we envision you in when you're here. Within several days of that interview, you'll get a decision from me. And as you can see, the application link is right here. The application isn't meant to take more than about 30 minutes of your time. There are a few short answer questions. We want you to put thought into it, but it doesn't need to be like your college application essay, which you potentially poured over for months.
Absolutely. Thank you. Cool. And again, we will make sure that you get a copy of this, but this gives a link to the place on our website where you'll find your specific campus liaison, as well as Devin and I's contact information available here. Also on our website, there's a list of recruiters per school. So we do have a couple other recruiters. We work with Stephanie, we work with Lily, we work with Karen. So you might be hearing from any of us, but you can definitely reach out to the person that you've had contact with before, or either of us, and we can make sure that you're connected to the person that's most knowledgeable about your specific campus. And then another good way to just find out more is to follow us online. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we're on LinkedIn as well, but I personally recommend going to our Instagram. We have student takeovers, so it can be a really great way for you to kind of get and see firsthand what a current fellow is doing at their internship, what the apartments look like, what they're doing for fun. Can be a great way to kind of get exposure that way. So definitely check us out on the internet. And then we just wanted to, you know, say hello and say goodbye again. I know that, again, this is kind of a tumultuous time, and it might be hard to think all the way through till the fall. But I urge you, we are moving through this uncertainty, and we have full confidence that we're going to be able to deliver a meaningful program. As I said, please go check out our website for the official statement. But we have managed to, as we are, as you can see, transitioning to working from homes, we're figuring out really innovative ways to connect with our students to make sure that they're connecting with their mentors, working on their special projects, and engaging in our learning community from home as well. We hope that that will not still be the case by the fall, but we urge you to apply anyway, and we will work with you and make sure that we're able to deliver the best program that we absolutely can, and moving onward and upwards to the future.
And like Elena said earlier, if you have any questions at all, definitely feel free to be in touch with either of us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. Email us if you have any questions, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.
Have a great day.